everyone, I'm Anna from Craft Me a Card, and I love crafting for the crafter, and that is you. Thank you so much, everyone who has sent me projects and cards that you have made using the pressed flowers. I'm so happy you guys are enjoying working with pressed flowers as much as I am. So I really, truly appreciate. And also for those who asked how I'm doing because I haven't posted in a while, thank you also so very much for thinking of me and checking up on me. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. So today I'm going to continue working with pressed flowers, and I want to show you guys something that is not so tiny, and they're larger flowers, and these are I have them in these boxes. 3D flat roses, what I named this box, and these are roses that I have dried. Now this was a rose, actually there were roses that were drying, and I just took out the center and I expanded it. Once they're kind of like dry, they are easier to manage. Some completely fall apart, but some are able to be saved, like this one. So this one was drying, and this is a huge flower. I think it's gorgeous. Here's another one I was able to save. This one didn't maintain the color as vibrant as this one. It started to dry in the middle, but it's still gorgeous, still beautiful. So I'm going to pick a rose out of this box here. Don't know exactly which one to use. I want this to be a birthday card, kind of like in the idea of this one. This was a condolence card I made, and I just put one of these, I don't know what these flowers are called, but I just glued it on there, and it makes a beautiful condolence card. Those are always harder to make, aren't they? So I'm just going through here to my box. Oh, I've always really liked this one. I think I'm going to use this one. This one has little edges of the pink that this rose was, the color it was, and for some reason the inside is a different color, which I thought was very awesome. I think I'll use that one. Oh no, but then I also really like this one. This one, this was the rose, that was the color. It had like specks of pink. Goodness gracious, what to use? I think I'm going to use this one, maybe. Yes, I think I'm going to use this one. I think it's really pretty, and it's quite festive. I want it for a birthday card. Okay, you know what? I'll keep those two out as inspiration. So what I'm going to do is use some watercolor paper, and this is something, I think this is one that came with my watercolors, I think. So yeah, I'm almost done with it. Yay, one left to go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to be a little smaller than my card. So I want to leave a border. So my card is 6.5. I'll bring it in 1/2 inch to 6. Cut that out, and width it's 5. So bring that down to 4.5. And that is going to be where my rose is going to be sitting on. And for my outside, just bring the card base. And I want to work with watercolors today. So let me bring my palette. Okay, so I'm going to bring in some, let me look for colors. Okay, so I have this memento. These are markers, dual tip markers, and I've never used them. It says Juicy Purples. I hope they still have juice in them, and I'm just going to be inspired by the colors of these flowers. Okay, I think this is the color that I want. That goes more with the color of the flower. I'm going to scribble a little bit of this color here. I'm going to use it like if it were watercolor. I'm going to use a little bit of purple. Just keep that option open. And I also pulled out some watercolor. This is lemon yellow. I'm also going to put a little bit of that here. Yoo-hoo! Because I see that it has a little bit of yellow. See, it has a little bit of yellow here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just bring in my card base here. And with my brush that has like a flat head here, so I'm just going to go ahead and spray some water in one of these little containers here. And I'm going to soak the brush and just go around the edge. Going to need the edge to have color, so just go ahead and wet the edge. And it's funny to see, not funny, it's fun to see how the color takes on that watercolor look once you place the color on these wet pieces. See? It just like travels. So cool. I'm just placing it everywhere. Ink will work on its own with the water. Then get a different color, which is a yellow, because it's a birthday card. I want it to be festive. I want it to be happy. Because I'm happy. Okay, so just put it here and everywhere. No rhyme or reason. Have fun with it. Be creative. Make sure that I got everything covered. I do. Okay. So that's that. So I want to scribble more on it, but I don't want to contaminate my marker. I don't need much color. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in this cutting plate. I'm going to be applying water on here. I don't want this to crumple on me. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some washi tape just to hold it down in place and help it to not bend and shrink and do what paper does with water. I'm going to bring in a different kind of brush, and this is a thicker one. You could continue to use whatever you're using, and I'm just going to wet it. And I am going to do just something like this, just to mimic a brush stroke, and this is where my color is going to be going. Okay, just like that. Now I'm going to bring in my color, wet this, grab some color, and just drop it in. It's so fun to see how the color travels where it's wet, and it's only going to travel where you already applied the water. It won't go onto the dry part of your watercolor paper. Let me bring you in closer. So I'm just grabbing some color and dropping it in, grabbing color and dropping it in. And you could do this with watercolor markers, you could do this with watercolor paints, really with whatever watercolor you have. I have not tried this with alcohol inks. I don't know if the alcohol ink will last long enough to allow us to play with it. So yeah, that's a thought. So there, and it's just fun to see how it wets the paper. So now I am going to go ahead and grab some yellow. Come on, yellow. And just apply it here and there. Just like we did with the outer part of the card, with the border. Just here, there, and everywhere. And this is your time to be creative and have fun. I love doing this. I love working with stuff like this. Okay, so I like it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry it with my heat tool. Speed up the drying process. Let's see how beautifully flat it dried, because it was on this. Very nice. Okay, now let me take this off to see our piece. Okay, so this is our piece here. And now we bring in the flowers. That's how it's going to go. Now it does need a stem. Let me go ahead. Okay, I found this stem from a different flower. I think I'm going to stick it there. And off camera, I went ahead and I die cut Happy. And I made a little tag here, a little banner. It says birthday. I think that'll be very pretty there. And to balance it out, also off camera, I created these corners. I die cut these corners, which are going to be going on all four corners. So that will tie it in. Okay, so let me go ahead and stick all these ideas down, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so now seeing the card like this, it's beautiful as it is, right? I'm gonna add some splats. I totally forgot to splat it, and I think that looks really cute. I like how it looks. So I just cut a piece of paper just to block the rose. I don't want the rose to be splatted. I'm just gonna grab a brush and grab some water, grab some color, and splat it. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring in my card base and stick it on just with liquid glue. In case you're wondering, this is a 6.5 by 5-inch card, so it is a little larger than your A2. And then just go ahead and make sure it's centered, press down with our fingers. And I want to add some sequin. I'm going to add little dots of glue everywhere where I want some sequin. I think sequin is always so fun. Bring in my sequin. This is an 8mm. This is a 6mm, 5mm, and 4mm sequin. Now those are the sizes that I have. I'm going to put another little one here. This is a 4mm. Just like that. Okay, so then I'm going to grab some of this iridescent trim that I got. I don't remember where. Hobby Lobby, Joann's. I've had it for a while. And it's really sweet and pretty. So I think it'll go perfect with the sequins. Some silicone glue. Then add my bow. So here are my splats. And I just really like how this card came out. Again, this rose was dying and I just grabbed it, I opened it up, took the middle out of it, and then extended it, just opened it up more and just pressed it that way. And it's really pretty. It's absolutely more stunning in real life for sure. Okay, so then I'm going to add some glue underneath some of these petals. So this will help add some dimension aside from helping them stay in place. So now, look, our rose has more dimension. Yay! And they're not going anywhere. They're nice and tight in there. Okay, so here is another one that I made using a more purple. This is more like a periwinkle color, and this is using carnation. Okay, so these are those two, and this one is a condolence one. So those are the 3 cards that I've made so far using, you know, just a large flower. And these are just ideas. You know, you could use small flowers, you could use large flowers. There are many things you could do with these pressed flowers. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. I'll be sharing more. But thank you so very much for joining me. As always, I hope you get inspired. I hope you create and be happy. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit the notification bell and leave a comment. All these things help our channels out tremendously. Thank you so very much, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye. Add some purple here. I'm gonna stop. I don't like it. Ugh, don't break on me. Oh gosh, I took off a leaf. A petal. So let's see, petal, where did you come out of? I think you were here. What the heck is this? Oh, it's a splat. It's a splat.